Jared, whenever you tell us. All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Plan Commission. First item on the agenda today is call to order.
Mike Steinel,
Here.
Sue Springman,
Here.
Chris Zellner,
Here.
Kristen Runge,
Here.
Joe Zitzelberger,
Here.
Brian Wallace,
Here.
Melissa Hunt.
Here.
Next item on the agenda is minutes.
I'll move to approve. Second.
Any objections? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And sorry about that. I did that backwards. All right, next up is public comment. If you have a public comment, there are forms that you can fill out and turn into Lauren. So we have a record of who's speaking. If you're online, you can raise your hand and we will bring you into the meeting. Do we have anyone online or anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment?
If you'd like to make a comment online, you can raise your hand.
All right, seeing no comments, then we will move to business item number 1. Discuss and take action on site plan application for Wanakee Middle School accessory shed at 501 South Street, and this is for final action by the Plan Commission.
All right. So this is a site plan application for the replacement of an existing storage shed at the Wanakee Middle School. It's a 20 by 40 proposed shed. This is separate from the full site plan application that the board saw, or the Plan Commission saw, I think at the end of 2023. This is simply just an update to that shed near the track there at the kind of edge of the property. This replacement is consistent with G1 zoning there and meets the 10-foot setback requirement of that zoning district. Here's kind of a view of the entire site plan, and you can see the proposed shed is at the, just north of that track there. So pretty small addition for the scheme of things. And here's a zoom in of the shed itself. And then we also have some elevations here of what the shed will look like. Fairly straightforward. Really, we had no comments from a staff level. We recommend approval.
All right, with that, does anyone have any questions? Rather than go around the room, if you have one, feel free to speak.
Is there a size change on this at all?
Good question. I don't believe so.
It didn't really appear so, but
Yeah, they moved it slightly because the previous shed was not it was within the setback, so they're moving it slightly, but I believe it's around the same size.
okay.
Other questions?
Not the same size.
Why don't, if you don't, if you would mind, please go to the podium and we'll have you turn the mic on.
40 acre from St. John's.
Oh, you got it. We'll have you turn the mic.
Screen.
There we go.
Gordy Acre from St. John's Cemetery Committee. And that shed that's being proposed, I think, is a lot bigger than the previous shed that was there, but location wise, I'm assuming that they're in their means so they could put it there, but if it would be possible, not being that close to our cemetery fence, it would be nice, but I'm assuming you guys make the call on that. Or not the school, or the school, whoever, but I'm just curious if there is could be moved to a different location, that's all.
All right. Thank you for the comment. Yeah. So Lauren, with that, has there been any discussion of the location?
Not that I'm aware of. I think they really just wanted to put a shed where they had one before.
Okay.
Yeah. It's adjacent to the track, and you can see kind of on the site plan that they have some hardscape next to the track. So I'm guessing they're using that as a storage facility for sport equipment.
Okay. All right. So with that, comments or questions, Plan Commissioners? Anyone? Sue?
Did you talk to the school district about moving it?
We did not know this was happening, period, I guess, until just this week, so I did not talk to the school, any part of it, but I'm looking at it and thinking this whole track thing is going to be moved. Now, I wouldn't say moved, but everybody knows as you look at it, it's with all the dirt that's up there, the track location is, the whole track's gonna be put in new more than likely, so there's no reason why that shed couldn't be put probably someplace else, but I didn't talk to anybody up there at the school. I mean, if we have to, we could, but I'm just saying, we knew nothing of it till this week, so.
Go ahead, Chris. Thank you. Yeah.
Lauren, had the school district, are they under any time constraints or they need to move this forward fast or?
Not that I'm aware of. I know when they initially submitted it, they did have a time constraint, but we had to go through a process of review and that time has passed. So I guess I can't speak for them. I'm not sure what their timeline is.
I'm just saying the school's not ready for quite a few months yet. They have, everything is still discombobulated. I'm just saying that because it's a big word. In the back there.
I guess-
So I don't know why we wouldn't be able to have a, wait and have a discussion with them just to see if that is a possibility.
Sure.
I
It
mean, this-
sounded like they were ready to go a month ago, but then I delayed them for this process. But to your point, I don't think it would matter too much if we wanted to have a discussion with the school district.
Yeah, I just can't see that they're gonna be grooming anything out there or using, I would assume more than just sports stuff, they might have mowers or something out there too, just to take care of that area. I don't know that, but I think it would be okay. I don't think there's gonna be sports back there in the near future. Or at least maybe this summer, but not before that for sure. So I'd just say just wait and have a conversation with them and, they're neighbors, be neighborly. That's really what it comes down to.
I'd agree. Any other input or opinions or questions? Go ahead, Melissa. Yeah.
Guess I just have one from a timing perspective, technically, there's nothing here that we should deny. I agree, they should be neighborly. I 100% agree. But I guess in my opinion, that they brought it to us and they did have time constraints in the past. Could we approve it contingent upon they have a discussion with their neighbors? Because I do think they've fulfilled all their obligations. Technically, it's within their bounds to put the building there if they really want to, and we should do our part to just get it done, and then maybe a recommendation as part of it could be they have a neighborly discussion. I just don't necessarily feel like it's within our legal bounds to potentially delay the approval with that because they've met all the requirements. So that's my only 2 cents. So while I'm a firm believer, they should have the discussion.
Brian?
I would be of the position that they should be here and at least explain a little bit what they're doing. So that's that. And the other thing I'm curious on is the building that you showed up here is different than what's in the packet. So which one are we approving?
Yep. So they did submit a revised elevation. So depending on which one you're looking at, I know Tim's,
Doors, 2 overhead doors facing one direction.
yeah, so I believe this is the correct one.
Okay.
Tim's memo, I think, has a different visual.
The other one actually had both in it. The one that you're seeing, that's that 2-door
Like
garage
2
thing.
overheads.
And
like
then this one's in later in the.
that. Oh, did it come up later?
Yeah, it's 10 pages back or something, I think.
Okay.
All right, Joe? Thoughts?
Nothing additional.
Okay. And Chris, anything additional?
I agree. They've met all the requirements as far as what we have. Their setbacks are there. That's why I think a good question right off the bat was how tall the building is, if it's bigger or not. We didn't really get a clear answer on that. It sounds like it may be similar, it may be bigger. I don't know the answer. So I think it's worth our while in hearing that out too, from them.
Sue?
I mean, I
Okay, you
would
turn
be
your mic
fine.
on. Yeah.
I would be fine having them come back and explain but asking them to talk first and then come back and tell us.
And Mike?
I think Melissa has a good point, but I don't think it hurts anything to have them come and make sure they talk to the neighbors and make sure that everybody's on the same page with it. But it isn't really us to deny at the end of the day. So they did what we need them to do and they're okay with it based on administration, so.
Oh, we don't have consensus. That's odd for us. Yeah, so I agree. Great point, Melissa. Also, it would be nice if they came back to us and answered a couple of questions and made sure they had a conversation.
We don't have a legal requirement though to approve it tonight, correct? This isn't like.
Not that I'm aware of. You can
Okay.
table it. Yeah.
We're not turning it down. We're just saying typically actually an applicant is present.
Yeah, they've got a big meeting tonight,
Oh.
with some other things that are on their agenda. Yeah, so,
I'm comfortable with not understanding. I guess my assumption was when it said replace is that it was the same size. So I am comfortable if there's no time constraints that we really should respond today, and you're comfortable with that from a staff perspective, that it sounds like we've pushed them off to have questions and they probably didn't get everything they needed last month to be in time. And so if you're good and there's no constraints on our behalf, I am okay with tabling it for a month.
I'd make that motion to table it till next meeting then.
all right,
Second.
all right. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Is
Thanks for the
that Sue
good
who
discussion.
seconded? Sorry. Okay, thank you.
Thanks for the good discussion, everyone. We're skipping number 2. They withdrew, and then we are on to item number 3. Thank you guys for coming tonight, by the way. Discuss and take action on a rezoning for 1201 South Division Street, and this is for final action by Village Board.
All right. Sorry, this should say business item number 3. So this is, oh, you're presenting this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you. So this is something that came up as we were looking through and updating our zoning map. We noticed when we were looking at the airport that it's currently classified under the C1 General Commercial District. And back in 2008, there was a new zoning district that was created, the AP1 zoning district, that was meant to be applied to the airport landing field, and this parcel in particular. But it was not actually rezoned to that at that time. So we wanted to bring that forth to you all here for discussion. And mentioning that we have reached out to the owner of the airstrip, and they are okay with the rezoning. They don't have any objections or any comments regarding it. So I don't know if there's the next one. Yeah, that pretty much covers kind of all that we have to set forth. With any comments on our end, we are basically just recommending it for rezoning to the AP1 zoning district, and clarifying that it doesn't have any impact on the airport height limitation overlay district, which is separate from that. So.
All right. Thank you. And so created in 2008. So when the airport was created, this did not exist. So updating our zoning. Questions or comments from plan commissioners? And again, rather than going around the room, feel free to unmic if you've got a question or comment. Sue, yeah.
I'm assuming that the AP zone, the commercial zoning allowed a lot more uses than what the AP, is that correct? Is that correct?
Correct.
Which makes me support this very much because I think it's more controlled than in that neighborhood.
Other comments? Melissa?
I guess I only had one. When we make these updates, it's not relative to the actual approval here, but when we make these updates, sometimes municipalities only do their zoning map updates once a year. Do you guys do the update then as it comes and update all the zoning maps and everything tied to that? Or do you only just do the map updates every couple times a year?
We will definitely be updating the zoning map to reflect this, and we will update our zoning maps to reflect any rezones as quickly as possible. So.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Benefit of having an in-house GIS person.
That's awesome. I love it. All right. Other questions or comments? Brian?
You had mentioned the airport height limitation overlay. I think, was that the item that came to us a few years ago?
Yes.
Okay, so there's no impact on that. There's no impact on the current residents that surround that area as far as what they can do with their property.
Correct.
Outside of what that already established.
Yep.
And not that it's airport property, but that doesn't necessarily apply then to the fly zone that goes to the west there.
Yeah, yeah, that's something we'll clarify if this does go before Village Board. That little eastern portion of 1201 South Division, technically 2 parcels. That little eastern portion is not going to be rezoned and that will stay as its current zoning. So just the airstrip and this parcel here.
All right, thank you.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Mike?
Just one, if it's got an AP zone, is there, other than having to be an airport, are there any other restrictions on that or differences between commercial? Is it just that it's limited to be an airport, or do you know?
Yeah, so the only permitted use in that zoning district is an airport landing strip. There are some different conditional uses, but so there's a couple buildings on the property that are conditional use under the C1 and would continue to be a conditional use under the new zoning district. So it doesn't change anything for the buildings on the property.
Okay, so they could still, like if somebody needed to put up another hangar or that kind of stuff, they could
Correct.
still do all the stuff you could do. at
Yep,
the-
they just have to go through a CUP process
Got
for
it.
that. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Chris?
Any tax ramifications?
Not that I'm aware of. That was a question that was asked by the property owner. Because assessment is different, or, like the assessing categories are different than zoning categories. So as far as I know, I don't think that impacts property taxes at all. The use doesn't change.
Would it change values at all? Because we're limited to one spot now. I just want to make sure all the residents are not going to be harmed.
Yeah, it's definitely something I could double check, especially if we bring this to village board.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable. Thanks.
Okay, any other comments? Sue? None? Joe?
I'm a little bit concerned about that property to the east. If that's still C1. I assume the intent is that nobody would ultimately build anything there. And is that particular property owned by the airport as well?
Let's see here. So that property is owned by the airport, or yeah, the airport owners. It's currently zoned A1 ag.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
So,
That makes me feel better.
yeah.
All right, any other comments or questions? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
So moved to approve.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, Joint Plan Commission tomorrow night.
Yep, just one item on the agenda, and it's continued discussion on the solar project.
Right. Be there or be square.
Somebody going in my stead or?
Discussion or action? Lauren, discussion and action? Or discussion?
If the joint plan would like, yeah.
Okay. No, that's not what you were expecting, Sue? Okay. Okay, you will not be there? Do we need a sub?
I was not planning on it since this is a kind of complex subject and having people sub in might be difficult. So I was just going to leave it empty. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, with that, anything else?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.